Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. We took a little break, 1 week break, but we're back here and excited to hit it up and get it going. You ready to go?
Yes,
And
so excited. I'm excited to be back here.
Andrew came off a busy morning. Feeling good?
Straight from game day, baby.
How'd it go?
It was an awesome morning. Great morning.
Wicked.
Good to be in there and just see everyone working hard. It was an awesome morning in February. Let's go. It's almost summer. Let's get it.
Awesome. Today we're just going to give you a quick agenda of what we're going to go over. We have some exciting news with some renovations that are happening in the new, in Durham. And then we're going to talk about a little bit about your trip to Houston with your Patty G. And we're going to talk about a new program we're releasing.
And a little bit about a couple new, like a directional as far as communication goes with the Iron Sharpens Iron and Home of the Hybrid Athlete. That'll be cool to really discuss.
Yes, sir.
The evolution of the business.
Yes. So let's get into the cool upcoming project that we're taking on that just started a couple of days ago, and some people know about it. It's been happening around the gym in Durham. Why don't you tell me what is going on in Durham?
So right now in Durham, we are expanding our space by another 3,000 square feet.
2,000.
I'm sorry, 2,000.
Sorry, I have to.
No. If I'm wrong, I want to be corrected. So by another 2,000 square feet. So that is happening right now.
Yeah.
And that is a very interesting process because there's a lot of moving parts. It's not like we're just opening another room. Yeah. We're changing a lot of things so that it's the most functional as possible, the most well-functioning as possible. Because you can't just open another room and it just to be another room.
Yeah,
it has to make sense with our business model, how we do things. So there's a lot of change.
And kind of the direction we're going.
Yes.
I wanted to kind of talk about the story of how this happened and leading up very quickly how this happened because we can get stuck on this probably for a long time. But tell us, like we recently knocked down the change room to have more room. That was a big rental project. Yeah. Tell me how this happened. What went down? How did we come to make this decision
with the new room? Yeah. It's like I said, it's been an evolution. It's been evolving since we moved into Durham a year ago. Our Durham space is about 8,000 square feet with the two rooms, the back room, which is now the open gym.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of space. But the way that our programming and our product has evolved, it requires that type of space. Yeah. So a lot of gyms can run with 2,000-3,000 square feet and have a really great product.
Yeah.
So it's not that we're like we have to get this extra square feet. It's that we want to continue to sharpen and prime the product that we offer, and we're pretty dynamic with our workouts. Meaning, we move people around a lot in an hour.
Yeah.
They're moving back and forth. They're shuttle sprinting. They're burpee broad jump. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So space for us is actually really important, even if we're not busting from the seams with people yet. It's this that our product can be very much improved with more space. That's why at the Dome in East York, it's amazing because there's 20,000 square feet.
Yeah.
In Durham, it's amazing. There's 8,000. Now there's 11,000 or 10,000-ish. So that's how it happened. The need and the desire to continue to sharpen our product and what we're able to bring to people.
Yeah, I think there was a huge need ever since we've been like maybe the last couple of months I've been feeling with the weekends and the Hyrox classes we've been doing. They've been like, it's almost like a party in there. And there is, like you said, a definite way to do our training. We need space. So in order for people to not feel like sardines in there and so tight.
Yeah.
It was like a no-brainer to open up the space and add more space.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to acknowledge on this podcast that we can do a workout with people in a 4-foot square box. And that would be, like, I'm sure we could bring a great workout in that sense too. But the way that resilience is, the direction that it's going, these workouts together holistically create a dynamic product. Mm-hmm. And that requires the ability to move around, to be multi-directional, to have we can actually, with this new room, we can actually do like a 40-yard dash, which is really crazy. Really crazy. I remember I went to Tennessee with my wife and my kids 2 years ago, and I went to this gym called D1. And I think Peyton Manning, the football player, and no, Tim Tebow. There's a couple there's a couple pro football players that kind of have a place in it. I don't know if they're part owners, but it kind of very similar to our style of training, of like functional training, like an athlete for the everyday person. And I fell in love with their space and how they did workouts. And one of the things that they had in these gyms, that all across America, is this kind of longer strip of turf.
Yeah.
Where they could really open up a stride. We're able to do that at East York. And what that can bring to a workout, especially our style of training, is phenomenal. So I'm very, very excited for this.
Yeah, especially with the evolution of the Hyrox training and stuff like that. We need longer strips of space. Burpee broad jumps, lunges, farmer's carries. Why don't you give them a little preview of how the room is going to change just quickly in like 30 seconds?
Yeah, so actually it's cool because, as we've been doing resilience, I've started to see that I also have a passion for sort of, I wouldn't say like design, but sort of, I wouldn't say
Stop
interior.
It. You're the design guy. Come on.
I wouldn't say interior design, but the like imagining and creating functionality of like a fitness space.
Yeah. I
really enjoy like the creative side of imagining the different types of workouts and the variables that come with it. So what we decided to do was it basically extend the right side of the room. So if you imagine, if you're familiar with the space, you come in through the doors and there's sort of these pillars that run through the middle of the doors, and then there's the middle of the room, and there's this ramp on the left side. And at the very back of the room, and there is 50 feet of monkey bars, which is really unique, but it's not very functional as far as how many people actually use the monkey bars. So really it's 2 rigs from Rogue in one. And that's been really cool, but it might be more functional to have those in 2 separate areas. So we actually have 2 rigs now on the left side of the room. They're going to be symmetrical from one another on the left side. So if you walk in the gym and you see the ramp on the left side, the rigs are going to be symmetrical across from each other, mirroring each other. And
Saturday, we are moving that rig. Shout outs to Andy. We're getting a lot of people. We're going to pick it up and move it and drill it in. And on Saturday, it was quite a mission to build, and we ain't trying to build it again. So we're going to try to move it. So that is getting moved. The reason that's getting moved, like Andrew said, is to create more of a lane, for a long lane. Because if we didn't move it, it would just kind of disrupt the lane. So that's going to be moved. We are going to be adding turf all the way down. I'm going to speed us up a little bit, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to have turf all the way down that running lane. And then we actually, by the grace of God, the turf that on the left side that...
oh my gosh. Oh man. This is crazy.
The turf on the left side was a perfect puzzle piece match if we took it up and placed it. And that's going to extend all the way to the new area, the new end of the 2,000 square feet.
Like literally, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but so that the listeners, they really know how exact that was.
It's to the foot.
We needed 65 feet of turf that we were looking into ordering from a couple different places. And turf is not cheap. It's not cheap.
And we were going to have to redo everything because it would have looked all different. So it was I
think it was like 64 feet and 9 inches. So we measured the turf, the current turf, and we said, wait a second, this is 64 feet. It was 64 feet and like 6 inches. It was like literally to the foot, that if it's able to actually be peeled off the ground properly and keep the integrity of the structure of the turf, it's a plug and play situation.
Yeah, so we're going to take that up, move it over there. That's going to extend. Now the full right side is done with turf, and then we're going to be adding some Hyrox sled lanes on the left side. Andrew found these. Explain these a little bit.
These are, as obviously the direction of resilience, a big part of it is Hyrox. So in Hyrox Station, the second and third zone, there's a sled push and a sled pull, and it's kind of in this meter wide, or I'd say almost a meter wide lane, like a sprinting lane on a track. So they have in Europe, Hyrox is really big. So there's this European company called Net World Sports, I think.
Yeah,
they created this 6 foot wide by 49.5, which actually is also the exact dimensions of the bridge length, but we'll say that for later. These turf lanes, we bought 3 basically strips, which is 6 lanes.
Yeah.
And it happens to be the perfect number because we do things in 6 and 12s at Durham. So it's going to be a really cool thing to have some lanes just to really, I think, intensify the sled pushes and the sled pulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speed us up a little bit more. Yeah. So we ordered them. They're on Express right now. We're hoping they get delivered by tomorrow because we got people lined up to install them on Sunday. So let's hope that they come.
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah. Okay. And then I think that's it. Yeah, we got that. Oh yeah. And then we're gonna that's the transition into the new stuff. We're gonna add in that back room. We gotta spice it up so it's not blank. We're gonna be adding some decals in that room, and the decals are kind of Andrew and I came up with these different slogans after many years of how. Taglines for resilience.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about the 2 taglines?
Yeah.
Or at least
so
give me one. Let's talk about one, and I can share a story after the first one. I think if you talk about the iron sharpens iron one.
I'll talk about which one do you want me to talk about?
Either one does.
Okay. So yeah, this is I wouldn't say a deep topic, but it's a topic where like we can really get into. So you got to keep me on the clock. You got to keep me on the clock.
We're already behind.
I know.
Really
I just think, okay, so one of the things that what happened when we started the business was we knew we had something unique and different. We had a tough time sort of communicating that verbally or, copywriting or whatever the word is to actually like explain it with words.
Yeah.
But we knew, we know what makes it different. But one of the things was like, how do you actually wrap all of resilience around and describe it in one sentence, right? In the last, I'd say 1.5 years, we've really got into this sort of hybrid method. We always were there with conditioning and strength. We've talked about this on the podcast many times.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid style of training, and it's a real buzzword right now kind of going around, but we decided to say this is the home of hybrid athletes.
Yeah.
And we always wanted to stay clear of the word athlete because it can make people feel maybe not welcome because they're like, I'm not an athlete, but you are.
Yeah.
If you can work out and do our classes, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
So the home of the hybrid athlete is kind of like a really cool way, a broad way of explaining what we do.
Yeah. And I've always found it challenging, and people that come to you and are like, okay, what is this training? Is it CrossFit? You're like, no. Is it functional training? You're like, yeah, but we do more strength. And then they're like, it's strength and we do strength and conditioning. So on conditioning, you don't do strength. So it's kind of a little bit, it's always been hard to explain how we train. So hybrid, taking the word on hybrid, I think is going to be cool, and it really helps wrap the product and what we're trying to go for. Because like I think, and I've talked to you about this a lot. In nowadays, people want to be hybrid. They want to be all around. They don't want to just go to the gym. I think maybe I've talked about this on the podcast, but they don't want to just go to the gym and get jacked and look good. They want to perform, especially as we age. They want to be able to do everything. Lift, condition, run, can lift their body weight, can lift heavy weights. And that's what training hybrid is. Yeah, perform. It's all about performance.
And also work on their aesthetics as well, right?
Look
so
good. Yeah.
It is a great way to explain how would you explain the word hybrid in another arena of life? So like a hybrid car or a hybrid, like what does the word hybrid mean to you?
It's like a little of column A, a little of column B. That's the first thing I thought of. It's like being all around, right? Being versatile.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of when I think of hybrid, that's what I think. Versatility, adaptability. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
I would say that it's being hybrid means it's multi-dimensional, but not lacking in an area.
Yeah.
So you can be multi-talented or someone can have multi things going on, but usually there's a weakness or a lack of something. But I think hybrid encompasses multi-dimensional fitness, but it doesn't really lack in a certain area. It's very well-rounded.
It's like if you're I just thought of Lanny, right? Lanny's very hybrid in the way he coaches. Lanny can coach strength classes. He can coach mobility classes. He can coach. So like it's being exceptional in kind of all different areas, right? You can throw him in any area and he's going to not be, there's going to be no drawbacks or any weaknesses, right? So that's what I think of when I think of hybrid.
So yeah, that's to answer your question, home of the hybrid athlete is one of the decals that's going to go up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to get
There's another
Iron Sharpen Iron could be a longer one that kind of takes in because it's a backstory. There's all that stuff to that. You want to save that one, or do you want to get into that one?
Yeah, let's just get into it and just crush it and move on.
Very quick. Okay. So the next decal we want to put up is iron sharpens iron. Many have maybe heard that phrase. What does that phrase mean to you?
Well, first of all, it's scriptural. It's a proverb that really talks about one man can build up another, or one woman can build up another, and it's that together we can sharpen each other.
Yeah.
It's great to work out by yourself, or it's great to do things on your own. But when you're doing it with someone, which was really the backbone of what we do, we're a community-based gym, we're a group training. You start to sharpen each other. You become friends with people at the gym, and you start to push each other.
Yeah.
The coaches sharpen the clients sharpen the coaches, the clients sharpen each other. And that's iron sharpens iron. You're going to be able to run faster. You're going to be able to push more. You're going to be able to show up. You're going to have accountability because you're sharpening one another.
Yeah, you're challenged.
It's such a great proverb because it speaks volumes. And I think it aligns so well with what we do. It's a perfect way of saying that's what we do here.
Yeah.
We build each other up.
And that's
we're not trying to beat each other every day. We're actually trying to build each other up every day.
And that's been the theme since the very inception.
Since day one, bro.
Yeah, and we were trying to decide. We were talking one day on the phone, and you didn't even know this. And then we're trying to decide, okay, what tagline we're going to go with. And I'm like, yeah, we should go with iron sharpens iron. Because when you got married, you didn't even remember this because you had a different suit. You had a nice maroon suit, burgundy suit. Everyone else had gray suits, and we all got fitted. And they all said, "This was, I guess, what year did you get married?"
2000, I guess.
18,
19, yeah.
Yeah, 18, I think, because I was with Monica. So for when we got fitted, they said, "Okay, in the sleeve you can write anything you want," and I wrote iron sharpens iron. So I thought it was like an omen for that's got to be the tagline. Because
why did you write that?
Yeah, because like I felt like being in your wedding party, being close to you my whole entire life, I've always felt that you're one of the friends that has pushed me in my life to challenge me to take on new challenges. And I definitely in resilience felt like I've grown a lot since I started, and so I thought it was a perfect tagline for resilience.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
so cool, man.
Iron sharpens iron.
There's depth to that, so I love that. That's really cool.
Okay, let's talk about quickly because how much time we got? We got 15 minutes. Okay, I want to talk about. You got a race coming up in 2 weeks. A lot of people may not know that. You are going to Houston.
Yeah,
with your pop.
Yeah, my dad and my wife. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Kara too.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your dad for a second because I've seen a massive transformation. Actually, you just sent a picture in one of our chats of like this transformation that Patty looks sensational.
Yeah.
He was just at the beach he just came back from vacation. I saw some Instagram pictures. He looks phenomenal, and he's also running and performing better than I've ever seen him ever. So tell me about that. What has like motivated your dad to get after it and train hard? And I know you guys are really going for this race and trying to do your best to perform the best you can.
I think Hyrox has a big role to it. He's been with Resilience since the first class. He's been one of our biggest supporters. Shout out to my dad. And if you come to Resilience, you probably have crossed paths with him and you know the energy that he brings, and he's very consistent. But I'd say for the first 8-9 years of Resilience, he has enjoyed the workouts. Yeah. And he has pushed himself. But since Hyrox coming in, I think he sees how much me and you like it, and the sort of the intention behind the race and how it's gone global. And it's a really good test of fitness. It's a very good baseline test for any athlete that's into fitness. It's very accessible and it's tough. Yeah. So I think he's been like, I'm kind of interested in this. So he actually did one with his 3 friends. He did a relay in Toronto. Yeah. With Minas, Adam Brown, and Kevin, all Resilience clients. Squad. And they had a good time. But I think it put a fire in them. Well, my dad for sure, and I know Minas too, to kind of look into it more and be a little bit more hungry. And it's kind of sparked
Kind of sparked. It is really
It
sparked your
sparked-
dad. Your
it
dad is
sparked
a
my dad,
new
yeah.
creature in class.
Yeah, it sparked my dad. And, you know, he brings an element of kind of joking around in class and intensity, but he's been more focused than ever. So I said to him, let's capitalize on this window that you're in right now. You're probably in the best shape of your life.
Yeah.
Best shape I've seen you.
Yeah.
Let's do a Hyrox together.
Yeah.
So that idea, that seed was planted in him, and he just kind of was like, let's go. So I love that he was down. So that's where we're going to Houston. We just felt like now's the time to go.
Yeah.
He's very busy in the spring, generally speaking. And Kara and I are doing one in Miami. So we're just like, let's go. It was either Washington or Houston.
Yeah.
So an opportunity opened up simultaneously with a ticket for Kara to do a solo. So we're just going down there for like literally 3 days. Yeah, I have a picture. I have a picture here. I don't know if the camera, I don't know if patient can see, but that's my dad. That's a transformation that he's had. It's been pretty cool. And you can see that from the
Explicit
left
stuff, eh?
from the left to the right. Hopefully he doesn't mind me putting that up. But from the left to the right, he was a resilience client in all three of those pictures. And just the ability to shoot for something and have something that he's going towards had a real transformative effect.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how we do. We honestly don't. We had sort of a number, and now we're just like, let's go have fun as a father and son.
Yeah.
And let's just go have a good time together. No pressure. I think he's gonna perform better with no pressure, and he's been coming pretty consistently to class. He's also been working out with patient. I think once or twice a week, pretty focused, and he's just ready for it. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how the experience is for you guys, and it's cool the way they take the doubles. I guess it's like, doesn't matter if it's co-ed or the same sex, but they take the average age of you guys, right?
I'm in the 50 to 59 age category.
There you go.
Let's go, baby.
Are you guys on the lower end of that? Or yeah,
So in doubles, it's 10-year gap. It's a 9-year gap, but in singles, it's every 5 years, right?
Okay.
So for doubles, it's 50 to 59.
So what's your average age, if you don't mind me asking?
It's like we're in like 52 or something. My dad's 64. I'm 38. So we fall in that range.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the top three in that age are like around an hour to an hour and 5 minutes. So I don't know if that's in our wheelhouse. It'd be really cool if it was, but yeah, we're just trying to go down and have a really good time.
It's gonna be really fun for you guys.
If we can crack, I'll say it out loud. If we can crack 110, I'll be like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
110 would be wild.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be really wild.
And then I'm excited to see Kara do her first
Me too,
solo.
yeah.
We were talking about it
yeah.
yesterday. So yeah, I'm sure she's pumped for that because she's been training. Like,
Yes.
She's a new creature in class.
Yeah, she's been same. Hyrox had the same effect as far as Kara just really enjoying going for something as well.
Yeah. Yes. So that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Sick.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and then anything more about Houston, or are we done on Houston?
I'm just going for Houston. Just going for a really quick trip. It's one of those trips where like I literally in and out in like 48, 72 hours, like really quick.
When do you leave? The Thursday?
Friday, and we're coming back like Sunday. Like it's really quick, man.
So podcast will be. I guess you'll be the day before you're leaving. Okay.
Yeah, we have a very, very special podcast.
Oh yeah.
On the Friday. I don't know if we should say that. Josh is going to be interviewing a very, very special guest on Friday. That might be on IG Live, or we haven't figured out how we're going to do that. But that is going to be pretty cool. Let's not let it out, but how are you feeling about that?
Oh, it's going to be sick. It's going to be so sick. I was thinking about the questions I was going to ask him, and just out of curiosity and stuff. So yeah, very pumped for that. That's March 14th.
Yeah.
Is that
that's a Friday.
That's a Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's gonna be fun.
Let's just say we potentially might be interviewing a elite 15 Hyrox athlete.
Champion.
Yeah. Champion.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Excited for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Next, I wanted to talk about something called the Foundations program that we are launching at Resilience. So it's kind of, this idea was kind of birthed a long time ago, because remember we had a Foundations class like
Park, man.
maybe second or third year. Mm-hmm. So what this program is it's basically teaching you the foundations of primal movement through 5 personal training sessions. So in class, you're always basically the 5 movements: squat, hinge, pressing, pulling, learning how to stabilize your core. So some of the things that I've seen that constantly throughout the 10 years is someone may come into class and they may just be overwhelmed with the group setting. Maybe they're new to fitness and they could go to a class like Rush or something like that, and it's very high pace, very short intervals. It could be a busy class, and you're trying to give them pointers in the midst of like 30 people, and they just feel a little bit overwhelmed with all the movements, and they may lose a little bit of confidence, and then you never see them again, right? And then their fitness journey hopefully isn't over, but like it could be a little bit discouraging for that client. So I've always thought there's been a huge need for teaching the basics to primal movement,
right?
Because everything derives off those movements, right?
100%.
No matter what you do,
the foundation of
everything.
The house.
Yeah. So we're launching a program, a 5-session program called Foundations, led by Nikki. And we're going to be doing sessions like that, 5 sessions. It's a like basically a curriculum you follow. And they'll take you through all the foundational movements to help you perform in class, build confidence, help you stay injury free. And it's an investment. Especially for those that are trying to, achieve their goals and they have specific goals. It's better to get the basics down first. Like for anything.
It's going to reap a lot of benefits, a lot of fruit.
Applies to anything.
Having the right foundation set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to be launching that very soon. Actually, me and Patient are going to be filming a video about that in about a couple hours with Nikki. So very excited about that program. I don't even think, so we tried to do this through a class like in our first or second year. It was always challenging to do it as a class type because, it was just a challenge. It's more of a one-on-one thing. And now that we have the personal training space, I just find there's a huge need for it. And it's going to be a huge benefit for lots of people that want to learn those foundational movements. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great. And I think Nikki is going to do a fantastic job. Just her ability to teach and communicate.
Yeah.
It's one of her skill set, like a real gift she has. And so I think people are going to really resonate with that as she's teaching them and be able to apply it immediately.
Yeah. It's going to be great. I'm very excited for that. And I know she is too.
Yeah.
Anything else, Andrew?
Oh, we got 5 minutes. One of the things I wanted to talk about was just like how are we doing in our fitness journeys and the things that we're learning. Because the learning never stops.
Yeah.
The learning of our skill set and the repertoire of what we have is it should be continuing to grow.
Yeah.
So for me recently, just want to touch and just encourage anyone. Running was never, people think of my classes like, oh, it's going to be a lot of running. I always enjoyed running, but with a ball in my hand or throwing a ball or shooting a ball or a hockey stick. There's a lot of running involved in sports. That's why I like running so much. But the actual process of running with no sport involved, or no ball, I should say, because running is a sport, is new for me.
Yeah.
And I've recently dedicated quite a bit of my training to learn about running and run, just being on a treadmill, training different intensities. And it's been humbling. It's been super humbling and also good because I think that there's an aspect of our energy systems in aerobic, anaerobic, VO2 max, all these different things, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, things that I am not an expert in, know a little bit about, but starting to really be like, oh man, I've really missed a lot of focus on this in my own personal journey and even with resilience. So I think it's helping resilience in the way that we're communicating, and even my programming and thinking about the evolution of our programming at resilience, just running in our energy systems, learning more about that, learning where to train. The benefit of even training at a lower intensity is like a whole new world for me.
Yeah.
And
Helps, yeah, and it's so different when you're used to going hard, 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 hard.
Yeah.
And as you get older, you can't go hard, 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 hard every day.
Yes. And it's actually encouraged me to think about, starting these, like Dan and from PRT, we're going to start a run club, which is really exciting. Dan's going to take the lead on that. That's so exciting. But like even in the summer, doing kind of like, hey, whoever wants to do these meetups and track kind of like speed workouts or like tempo workouts with heart rate monitors, and understanding that and understanding what zone do you want to be in, what is the actual point behind this workout, and then what's the point 2 days later, what's the point of this one, and what range is our heart rate going to be in. So that's been so fun for me to learn, also challenging me to learn more about it. And
what I was going to ask you, hey, when you started it versus now, is there a enjoyment level? Like, or did you enjoy it right away? Did you not like it? How's that journey been for you since you started?
I remember in December, I think it was December, training with a patient, and he was like, you got to run a 10K this weekend or whatever. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I was on the treadmill, and I was like so hard, like so challenging mentally, physically, to like run 10,000 meters. I was just like on and off, getting distracted. Like it was a hot mess, bro.
Yeah.
Not only like physically, but it was just like my engagement, my commitment to the 10,000 meters. It was just like all over the place.
Yeah.
And now I'd say in February, just the enjoyment of monitoring my heart rate, understanding where do I want to be in the 10K, what kind of pace, what kind of tempo. It's gotten a lot better.
And
so I am enjoying it more. The metrics and the numbers and stuff do help too. Like I'm very interested in it.
Yeah.
So that helps. It helps me imagine, how can I take this into a group setting at Resilience and help people start to think about this too. So we're always evolving as coaches and the owners of Resilience, and kind of evolving the product. We're very passionate about what we do, and I could see this as being a big part of the future.
It's also cool to see, like, you're like an actual number that you're trying to hit, and you look at it after, okay, you can see if you're getting better, right? You have a goal, you're trying to stay in this heart rate.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've also noticed the benefit of just being like living such busy lives. It's really great because you're alone in that run, right? You just have your thoughts. So it's kind of like a meditative thing. I found, like, it's like, if you're alone, there's benefits to that, and we don't get that a lot in life.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the effect of the sort of the outdoor season.
Yeah.
Even just where me and you are at with that desire to evolve as runners and bring it into Resilience. We weren't there last year during the outdoor season.
Yeah.
So to bring that into Resilience and to take it to a track and to take it outdoors in a run club is going to be awesome.
Going to be sick.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited for that, man.
For me, it's 12. We got to get going. But for me, I think it's just like prioritizing recovery a lot more. I've noticed just my schedule just being like, feeling like, we get some really heavy sessions, not heavy, but intense sessions on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, I work a lot, and I just feel like I'm feeling it, so I know I got to prioritize that recovery. So I've been learning more about that, and I just got to apply that more. Nice. I know that that's going to help me overall. So that's kind of what I've been learning.
And we've been learning from each other too, like, because we've been working out together. So it's been fun. Yeah. It's been fun. And that process of learning more helps us to create more programming and sharpening what we're doing. So
and the more you do, the more you can apply, right? So all right, guys. That is all.
It's exciting. I'm excited for the next podcast because we can kind of touch on how did the renovations go. And I think a lot of things are going to evolve in the next 2 weeks before our next one.
Yes. It's going to be exciting. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.